Friday Night SmackDown is in a tough spot. Being renewed to be at a 3-hour show recently is not going to help them at all. SmackDown should be a 2-hour show because they don't really know what to do with their third hour, and that's going to become a problem for the foreseeable future, and it's going to remain a problem, I should say, for the foreseeable future. SmackDown, I've been saying it for a while now. It is definitely the lower tier show between Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, but it does have its benefits. So in this video, I'm going to go through the current state of the Friday Night SmackDown roster and go through every single member of it and tell you what they're doing and what they might do in the future, or maybe what they should do in the future. We start with Alba Fire. Alba Fire is currently a part of the Secret Service in Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, but she is not being prominently featured in the sense that she's basically Chelsea Green's bodyguard. I'm not a fan of this, honestly. I thought at first it would be kind of cool, but now, since Chelsea Green's lost the US title, it's almost as if their whole gimmick has gone down the toilet. There's no reason for this gimmick anymore. The whole gimmick in the first place was because Chelsea Green was the United States champion, and now she's not, and she just lost her rematch against Zelina Vega at Saturday night's main event, one of the worst matches I've ever seen. Let's not get into that, but yeah, Alba Fire, I gotta be honest, she's not doing a hell of a lot right now, and truthfully, she and Piper Niven should be going for Liv and Raquel's titles, and that's a good way to bring Chelsea Green over to Monday Night Raw, because obviously they're not going to do it on their own, so Chelsea Green's going to come over and do it, or make them do it type of thing. But either way, I think this is a great way to kind of get them to start doing something that means a little bit more than just protecting Chelsea Green, because honestly, it's kind of stupid what they have them doing right now, so in my opinion, that's what they should do. Next, we have Aleister Black. Aleister Black, I absolutely have loved his return. I think they have done it so good. I think they're not rushing him. He is, like I said about Rusev, he is the complete opposite of what they're doing with Rusev. Rusev, I don't know what the hell they're doing with him, but Aleister Black, they have brought him in seamlessly, and yeah, he is fit in so damn well. I love everything about him. I really think he is going to fit in just so well here. Currently, he just lost a Money in the Bank qualifying match, but they did it so cleanly, where he hit his Black Mass spin kick, and then LA Knight just threw him out of the ring, and they protected the shit out of him, and I love that for him. They did not make him take the pin or make him get knocked out or anything. They just threw him out of the ring for a second, and LA Knight was able to capitalize. That was perfectly executed, and I think LA Knight was the one who should win that match, because LA Knight, I think, is a sleeper pick to win the Money in the Bank. But enough with that. I do believe that Aleister Black, he has bigger things to come. I truthfully think he is going to become one of Jacob Fatu's first opponents or whatever. I don't know if he's going to, do it right away or not. I would think that's what they go with, but here's the other thing, is that I don't think Jacob Fatu is losing this belt to anybody but Solo Sikoa or JC Mateo. So with that being said, I really, I think he's in a good position right now. I really do. Next, we have Alex Shelley from the Motor City Machine Guns. You probably don't really know him by himself, because he's never really had a match by himself. I think he's had like one match on SmackDown within the time that he's been here. I think it was like earlier in his run, but at the same time, he like never really has anything by himself. He's always with Chris Sabin, his partner, and I liked them at first, but it's almost as if their time has kind of already come. I gotta be honest, man. There's nothing different about them. They're always just feuding with the same groups. I think they need a bit of a change, because honestly, their feuds get a little bit old quickly, especially tag teams, because they're not the Hardy Boys, they're not the Dudley Boys, and they're not Edge and Christian. So it's like, they got to do a lot more to keep people entertained, and they're not doing it. So I'm not going to sit here and say that tag team on SmackDown's bad now, because no, not at all, but they have their moments of just being like, eh. I think the Wyatt 6 being introduced was phenomenal. I think that's really going to help them keep things interesting on SmackDown. But yeah, I gotta be honest, Alex Shelley, I would say just go after the tag team championships, but honestly, I think he needs to move to Monday Night Raw with Chris Sabin, and I think they need to start beefing up the Monday Night Raw tag division. Next, we have Alexa Bliss. There has just been so many things going on with her that have just been weird, and then not weird. I don't know. I was hearing rumors that she was supposed to be coming back and leading the Wyatt 6. Doesn't seem like that's happening, but once she has returned, I have loved her character. She seems to be playing mind games with Charlotte Flair right now, and I absolutely love this because it's going to be probably a blood feud between the two of them, if not something else, maybe like a tag forms or something. I have no idea where they're going with this, but honestly, I really like it. It's Alexa Bliss at her best, playing mind games with Charlotte Flair, and yeah, a lot of callbacks from a previous feud that they had back in like 2019, 2018, and yeah, dude, I'm telling you, this feud was really, really good then, and I have a feeling it's going to be really, really good now. I love what Alexa Bliss is currently doing. They're not shoving her down our throats, but at the same time, she's winning matches. She's in the Money in the Bank, and I think she's going to probably take a few gnarly bumps in that match. I wouldn't be surprised, but after Money in the Bank, I've said it for a while now, because obviously I think she's not going to win it, but I've said it for a while now. I think Alexa Bliss should be going after the United States Championship and take it off of Zelina Vega, like whenever she can, because no one has been liking that Zelina Vega run. So please take the belt off of her, give it to Bliss, and let Bliss bring back some prestige to this thing, or bring some prestige in the first place to this thing, because Chelsea Green was good and all, but she's no Alexa Bliss, so I want to see what Alexa Bliss can do with it. Next, we have Andrade, someone that we barely see. We're supposed to see him later tonight. He's supposed to have a Money in the Bank qualifying match, so I am intrigued to see that, but I think we all know damn well he ain't going to win that. If he wins, I'd be very, very surprised. I don't think he will win, but again, I have no idea, because I think it's between Jacob Fatu and Carmelo Hayes as well, so it's going to be a good match, but I don't see a world where they have an opportunity to put Jacob Fatu in a ladder match and they're going to mess that up. I don't know. They might not, but if Jacob Fatu by chance does not win, I don't think it's going to Andrade. I think it goes to Carmelo Hayes, because Hayes has been featured way more prominently on SmackDown the last few months now, I want to say, than Andrade was. So why the hell are they going to just give Andrade a random Money in the Bank opportunity? I don't see that happening. I think Carmelo Hayes will be the second one to get it, and then if not Jacob Fatu, it's Carmelo Hayes. So that's where I think Andrade is right now. Andrade's kind of stuck in purgatory. He seems to be going after Berto from Los Garza. He's been not going after him, but like trying to recruit him and stuff, trying to get on his side. So I am a little bit intrigued to where that goes, because Berto is definitely an interesting character, so I want to see what they do with that. But problem is I don't know, there's just something lacking in the interest level for others. I don't think a lot of people are very interested in this, so they gotta find a way to make it a little bit more interesting for other people, because not many people are intrigued with Andrade right now, especially these past few months. They have definitely dropped the ball where he's concerned, and I would probably just say shove him in the U.S. title picture, but I don't even know if he's ready for that just yet. I mean, he has nothing going for him right now, so maybe see what this Berto feud does for him. Not Berto feud, but this recruitment of Berto, I would love to see what this does for him. Possibly aligns him with him, an ally. Who knows? I would love to see where this goes, though. Speaking of Berto, I should say, his tag partner, Angel. I love Angel. Angel is really, really good in the ring, and then his storytelling backstage has gotten really, really good lately, so I've been a fan of what Angel can do. I really do believe that Angel and Berto are a very, very good tag team that just do not get a lot of credit. They do not get a lot of screen time to show off their ability, and I think that needs to change. And I think they're a tag team that should be moving to Monday Night Raw. I think them two So if you want to move Andrade to Monday Night Raw too, to continue that little thing going on between them, do it. Because honestly, I think Andrade needs it. Andrade, I think, needs a change. And I think Angel and Berto need a change. And obviously that means Santos probably goes with them. But either way you put it, I think all three of them are in a better situation over there because there's some more history over there with LWO and the Judgment Day. So I really would love to see all of that history be intertwined again and see where it takes everyone, because I think it was really, really good last time it got intertwined, so I want to see it again. Yeah, I think Angel, though, he needs to go after the tag teams on Monday Night Raw. I think Monday Night Raw is the place for him, so whether that means he gets drafted over there or not, I believe that's where the Los Garza or Legado del Fantasma should go. I really do believe that all of them need to go back to Monday Night Raw, because yes, they are in the developmental main roster show, and that being SmackDown, but there's just not much going on for them. So if you're not going to move the upper echelon tag teams over to Monday Night Raw like DIY or Motor City Machine Guns, even the Street Profits, if you're not going to move any of them to Raw, maybe you start with the ones you don't even really utilize enough, and that being Los Garza. Speaking of another tag team guy that is just really, really good that does not get a lot of opportunity to shine, I feel, Angelo Dawkins. I do not think Angelo Dawkins gets nearly enough credit as he should. I think that most of the spotlight goes to Montez Ford, which rightfully so. Montez Ford is really, really good and all, but Angelo Dawkins is good too, guys. I mean, seriously, Angelo Dawkins is another level of good, and I love everything that he does out there. You know, he's a fun watch, in my opinion. I really do love watching the Street Profits, and he is one that people do not give enough credit to. But right now they are the tag champions, and they basically all got into a big they all got what's the word? I don't want to say jump scared, but they all basically got attacked by the Wyatt Six at the end of last week's SmackDown, and they retained by disqualification. So I'm assuming the Wyatt Six in some iteration of that group is going to be going after the tag titles eventually. So I don't know. Once that happens, dude, I'm telling you, maybe moving the Street Profits to Monday Night Raw, because Monday Night Raw's tag division is the weakest it's ever been, and it needs some help. It just needs some help, man. It really, really does. Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews has been out with an injury the last few months. I don't really recall what he was doing. I think he was just sitting and catering. So honestly, I don't really have much for Apollo Crews. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of surprised this guy was not cut. I'll be honest. I mean, he's a good in-ring talent, but outside of that, he's like a Ricochet, where he does not have much personality or charisma. And yeah, I'm not a fan of Apollo Crews outside of him having some solid in-ring moments. But yeah, I'm surprised this guy was not cut. I'll be honest with you. Next we have Axiom from Fraxium. I really do like Axiom a lot. I think they have been a fantastic add to Friday Night SmackDown. I think they have rejuvenated the tag division at least a little bit, because the tag division was definitely going a little cold, and I think Fraxium has definitely heated it up a little bit. I have loved that about that. So honestly, I've been saying it. I think Fraxium, it's only a matter of time before they become tag champs, and their match, they were the match that got disqualified against the Street Profits. So if you don't give it to Fraxium next or this past week, I feel like it's sometime soon. You know, I do think they're not the next in line. If not the Wyatt Six, it's them. I think they are very close in line. So I really would love to see what they do with Fraxium moving forward, because again, Axiom, he's only one half of it, and we don't really get to see him much in singles division, so it's mostly all going to be tags. So that's the problem with a lot of these tag team guys, is that they're not singles. A lot of them don't have singles matches, so it's hard to tell you what they should do, individually. I mean, individually, I don't really know what they should do, because you never really see them individually. So I don't know. We'll just have to see. Next we have B-Fab. I think B-Fab is okay at best. I don't know about B-Fab, man. I have not been a huge fan of B-Fab lately. lately, even at all. I have not been a fan of B-Fab. I don't know what it is about her. Even as the Street Profits manager, she was not very good. So I don't know. Right now she's in I think she's like forming an alliance / tag team with Michin. It's something for her to do. I mean, having them possibly be another tag team that goes after the women's tag championships. I think there needs to be a women's tag gauntlet. And then the winner obviously faces Liv and Raquel for the championships on probably like Night of Champions. I wouldn't be opposed to them doing that. You know, having them have a match at Night of Champions, or maybe making it a huge ass tag match, you know, like they did on this past Crown Jewel, having a lot of women's tag teams in there. I think that's another way to do this. But yeah, I don't know if you have them obviously be the ones to dethrone them, but I think that's where you start with B-Fab. I think she needs a place to start, and that's the place to start right now, for her at least. And I was talking about him earlier, Berto. I think Berto has a lot of big things planned for him because they are kind of centering this whole Andrade, Santos, Legado del Fantasma feud thing between Berto, like about Berto. It's basically about him and where his allegiance lies, basically, whether it lies with Santos or whether Andrade has gotten to Berto and basically has taken Berto, you know. Obviously Berto's his own guy and his own person, so it's Berto's decision ultimately. But yeah, I'm interested where this goes because again, he's just stuck in the tag division with Angel and there's not much going for them. So I really do love to see them go to Monday Night Raw, take the tag division on Monday Night Raw, because again, they are talented, and let Santos be their manager type of thing, you know. Because again, guys, I'm sorry, but Santos is good. I don't know why people don't like him. He is good. Yeah, I think Berto just needs a change of scenery, honestly. A lot of these guys just need a change of scenery. Next, we have Bianca Belair. I absolutely love Bianca Belair. I think she's obviously one of the biggest stars in the entire women's division. I think she's going to easily become Tiffany Stratton's next opponent. She is supposed to return tonight, so I am very excited to see what things they have planned for her, because again, she is one of their top dames, so it's only a matter of time before Tiffany faces Bianca, in my opinion. So right now, Bianca does not have much going for her in terms of feuding with anyone, because Jade and Naomi, they are off doing their own feud right now. So I mean, there's a chance that they include Bianca into that, because obviously it centers around Bianca, so there's only a matter of time before that feud, you know, involves her. So maybe that's what they do right away when she's returned. Who knows? Maybe that's a way to reintroduce her. But I have a feeling it's going to be going after Tiffany, or it's going to basically getting involved in that feud. That's what I think. That's where they start with her, I think. I don't think she has a Money in the Bank qualifying match, because she's just returning tonight. I don't know if she's completely ready to go into the ring yet to face anyone. So I'm assuming that might be where they start with her, is that she's either starting a promo battle with Tiffany Stratton, or she's starting her feud with, or she's getting involved into the Naomi and Jade Cargill feud and letting that become like a triple threat match. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think that'd be a really, really fun match. Next we have Candice LeRae. I personally think Candice LeRae had been very underutilized for the longest time. I think Candice LeRae is a solid talent, and now they seemingly are involving her with DIY, and it's obvious because the only reason they're doing it is because Nikki Cross is a part of the Wyatt Six, so they needed a woman for Nikki Cross to go against, and that ends up being Candice LeRae. That's the only reason they did it, but honestly, it's fine. It fits for me, man. It works for me. That's all it needs to do. It just needs to work, and that's the way to have it work. And you know, when push comes to shove with that type of stuff, you just gotta put her with, you know, her husband, and that being Johnny Gargano. So I think it's a perfect idea. I think it fits just fine, honestly, because she already had a little bit of a history with DIY. You know, it's obvious that she's still with them, type of thing. So it was just the right move to include her in this, because they had not been doing anything with her for the longest time. Ever since Elimination Chamber, it's basically she and Nia Jax had been so underutilized and just not used at all in general. So now they are finally seemingly using her, and I think this is the right place to start. Yeah, there's not really much for her to do right now, considering it's just a feud with the Wyatt Six. So I'm just wanting to see where this takes her, because right now, even if she's like even after this feud, if she sticks with DIY, there's really not much going for her outside of maybe going for the US title after that. So we'll just have to see where that goes. Next we have him, Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes, obviously, this partnership with The Miz has helped him so damn much. I love this partnership with The Miz. I think having him learn under The Miz is just perfect because Miz and Carmelo Hayes, they are so similar in so many ways. You'll be like, what? But go back to like early 2010 Miz, you'll see a lot of similarities in Carmelo Hayes and The Miz. And I'm talking personality-wise. I'm not talking in-ring ability. I'm talking the way they hold, the way they are, the way they act. They're just assholes, and they do it so damn well. And having Carmelo Hayes learn how to do it from The Miz, because The Miz back in the early 2010s was one of the best heels there was, and so it didn't get enough recognition, and I think this is a really good way to give that some recognition. They are letting Carmelo Hayes be under the tutelage of The Miz, which I think is the perfect spot, place, whatever you want to call it, for Carmelo Hayes. I think Carmelo Hayes, all he really needs to work on is his persona, and it's not bad or anything, but letting it be like fine-tuned by The Miz, I think it's going to help him a lot, and I think it's going to allow Carmelo Hayes to have bigger things to come for him, so I'm excited to see what this partnership does for him in the future. Next we have Charlotte Flair, and as I said with Alexa Bliss, right now Charlotte Flair is having to deal with mind games from Alexa Bliss, and I think it is going to end up in a feud between the two of them eventually, and I think it is a way to keep Charlotte Flair away from a championship in general for at least a little while, because I think fans in general were just kind of sick of it, so they want something fresh for Charlotte, and I think this is a great way to do it. I think Charlotte needs to work on embracing the actual heel side of her character right now, because right now she really is not. She kind of, obviously this is the way she writes it. They write it for her, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of the way they're writing it for her right now, in the sense of her throwing a tantrum and shit every time she gets booed. I'm not a fan of that, because that's like a Dom Mysterio type of thing to do, not a Charlotte Flair thing to do. So I feel like Charlotte Flair shouldn't care. She's one of the people who really should not care what other people think, and they're not writing it that way. So again, maybe there's something big coming up for her. I have no idea in terms of this whole, the way they're writing it, but I don't think so. I think this is just the way they're being dumb. I don't think she should be written this way, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So honestly, I think Charlotte Flair eventually will find herself back in the world title picture. It's only a matter of time, and I think it's after Alexa Bliss. Once she's finished with Bliss, I think that's when it kind of happens. I think she goes back into the world title picture. And if by chance she ends up having a tag team with Bliss, which I doubt it will happen, but if it does, maybe them going after the world tag champs, I think that might be the play too, because I think them two actually could easily dethrone both Liv and Raquel. So maybe that's the way to go, but we'll just have to see. Next we have Chelsea Green. Yeah, I said it a little bit with Alba Fired, but I feel like her whole gimmick right now is kind of stupid, because it revolves around her being the United States champion, and she's not the United States champion. She can't just have a gimmick centered around a mid-card championship, and the problem is she does right now. So they need to find a way to just let that go, because it's like, right now it's kind of dumb. It really is dumb, because her whole gimmick just centers around that belt, and she's not even winning the belt. She's not even holding it right now. Yeah, I don't know. She just broke her nose in the Zelina Vega match, because Vega can't do a 619 correctly. And I feel bad for Chelsea in a sense, because it's like she's working with what they're giving her, but at the end of the day, I really don't think this is working for her, because it just centers around a mid-card championship. Like, is she ever going to level up? Because I think she is someone who has the ability to level up, but this championship reign that she had didn't really do it for me. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that she had Piper Niven and Alba Fire just basically being her bodyguards the entire time. I didn't like it that much. I wasn't a fan of that. I don't think that lifts her up at all. I think that hurts her more than anything, and I think it definitely hurt her this time around. Next we have Chris Sabin. I touched on him a little bit when I was talking about Alex Shelley, but same thing kind of applies to him. We don't see him in singles action ever, and they just need to be moved to Monday Night Raw, in my opinion. I think Raw needs something fresh. They need something fresh. They haven't seen those World Tag Championships in a while, so yeah, I think moving them to Raw and letting them win those championships right away, let them basically bring up the prestige of the Monday Night Raw championships, I think is the route to go. I think they just need to be on Monday Night Raw, I'll be honest with you. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes had just returned this past Saturday night's main event and helped Jey Uso retain his championship against Logan Paul, and he's teaming up with Jey Uso at Money in the Bank to face Logan Paul and John Cena to stop the two of them from ruining wrestling, which I think John Cena and Logan Paul will eventually win that match. But for now, I really do like this. I know a lot of people probably won't like this, having Logan Paul team up with John Cena, but I'm sorry, dude. If you really want to ruin wrestling, this is the route to go, because, oh, dude, it literally writes itself. I'm telling you, it writes itself. A YouTuber teaming up with a guy who's trying to ruin wrestling, that's the perfect way to ruin wrestling right there. So, yeah, in my opinion, I think they are doing the right thing with Cody Rhodes, not rushing it with John Cena, not rushing him back into a match. Obviously, yes, they have a match, but it's not for the World Championship. And truthfully, I don't think Cody Rhodes is going to get a rematch anytime soon, because I don't think John Cena is going to let it happen. So if they do by chance run it back sometime soon, it probably will be at like Night of Champions or even Saturday night's main event coming up in July. I don't see this being a SummerSlam match. Because I don't see Cody Rhodes being the one to beat John Cena. I just don't see it being him. I really don't. I think it needs to be somebody different, and quite frankly, I don't know what that means for Cody Rhodes' future. I really don't know what that means for him, because he's basically stuck then. If he's not going for the World Championship, what is he going to do? And honestly, I think it's basically just help whoever is going for the World Champion. I think it's basically he's going to be there to help whoever's trying to dethrone John Cena, because he knows John Cena's going to have some tricks up his sleeve, and he can't do it himself, so he wants the other person to do it, and he'll help whoever wins. I think it's going to be a huge kind of moment at the end. It's going to basically be like the Roman Reigns celebration once it happens, but Cody Rhodes isn't going to be the one they lift up. I think it's going to be someone else. So we'll just have to see what that'll be, though. Wow, that really is my favorite saying. We'll just have to see. Yeah, obviously. Now on to the guy that I think has been pushed way too much, and that being Damian Priest. I think Damian Priest has been over-pushed ever since he left the Judgment Day. I think they have basically turned him into the new Hulk Hogan, where this guy does not lose a match, and whenever he does, they always have to make him look so goddamn strong. I feel like the only match that he has recently lost is against Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. I don't think he has lost a match ever since SummerSlam, you know? And when he does lose, it's a way that they make him look so goddamn strong. And I fucking hate it, because, oh my god, we do not need to build Damian Priest up so much. You know, he's not even going after the World Championship, and we're building him up this hardcore. It's like, I hated the way they treated him in the Finn Balor feud. I don't think he should have won every match that they had. I think Finn should have won the final one, the street, or actually no, not even the street one. I think Finn should have won the one at Bad Blood. And then since the street fight is always Damian Priest's type of match, let Priest win the street fight like they did. That was fine, but why did they have Finn not win at the Bad Blood match? Finn should have won that, because it was way too early in their feud for him to win that match. I'm telling you, that was really stupid. And I don't like the way that they have treated Damian ever since. He's not really even going for anything right now. I mean, he just beat Drew in Saturday night's main event, and so that means most likely he will be moving on to the United States Championship, or I think he's going to be maybe out for a little while to nurse some injuries that he's had, because I've heard that he has been working through injuries. No shocker there. I'm not even really surprised. This guy, I don't know what has happened within the last year. He used to be a very safe worker, but like the last few matches he's had, man, I mean, the one he had with Drew in the Backlash, that one, wow, he basically dropped Drew on the back of his head. I don't know what it is, but Priest has basically become an unsafe worker, so I really hope he's doing okay, because obviously that's probably mind games for him. He probably just, I'm not trying to bash Damian Priest at all, but I don't know what has happened lately. It's just, I used to like Priest, I really did, but now they've shoved him down our throats, and they're doing like the Roman Reigns type of treatment that he had back in like the late 2010s, where Vince would just shove Roman Reigns down our throats, and no one really liked Roman Reigns. Damian Priest, I liked him when he was a heel, and now since he's a face, he's just not good. Stick to what you're good at, and that's not a face, Damian. That's just not a face. Next we have Dexter Lumis. You probably have no idea who this was without me even saying with me saying it, but Dexter Lumis, honestly, I don't really even know why I have him on here. I just have every single SmackDown roster person on here, so he's on here. But I really like what they're doing with him in the Wyatt Six. I mean, honestly, he's not by himself, so you can't really grade him on his own right now. So, yeah, we'll just have to see what they do with him in the Wyatt Six. Drew McIntyre. Now, I kind of touched on it before, but I think Drew McIntyre, I've heard reports saying that he's going to be out for a little while after his Damian Priest matches and stuff. I think he's going to go and nurse some injuries that he's had, so he is going to probably be gone for like the foreseeable future is what it said. So I could probably see a return maybe before SummerSlam. So if that is the case, then I don't know what you do with him going into SummerSlam, because obviously you're building up other feuds heading into SummerSlam, so you're gonna basically, I just feel like it's gonna be a rematch between him and Damian Priest again. He's gonna come back and basically cost Damian Priest, and I think if this is what you do, okay, you need to have it be a street fight again. Okay, this has to be like a legitimate street fight, or unsanctioned, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But Drew McIntyre needs to win the feud and let it be over. Just let it be over at that point. Letting Damian Priest basically walk away victorious and making it seem like he's won this feud is just not a good idea. It's going to hurt Drew a hell of a lot more than it's going to hurt Priest. And I don't know. Because losing to Damian Priest, man, it just does not look good on Drew McIntyre's resume. And I'm sure Drew McIntyre knows that. So, yeah, I think that's probably where you go if that's what they go with. I'm just hoping that's the last one. Everyone's saying that they wish that the Saturday night's main event is the last one between the two of them, but honestly, I haven't hated this feud between the two of them, but at the same time, man, it just needs to be over, and letting SummerSlam be the place that they just conclude this feud, just let it be done by then. Honestly, let it be done. Elton Prince, you probably couldn't even recognize who this was, but if you could, kudos to you. But Elton Prince, basically, he's obviously in Pretty Deadly, but he's basically in the same situation as a lot of them, is that he gets stuck in the shuffle. He gets stuck in the rotation of all those tag teams on SmackDown, and he's somebody that probably should move to Raw. We haven't seen them in a little bit of a while now, so I think this might be a good time for them to move over to Monday Night Raw and start something new for them, because as I've been saying, a lot of these tag teams are just stuck. They don't have a lot going for them outside of the top ones, and those being like the Street Profits and Motor City Machine Guns and DIY. Those three are like the top three, and so those three obviously are prominently featured, but everyone else basically just gets rotated in and out for at least one of those tag teams. And so I think a way to make this a little bit better is just moving someone like an Elton Prince and Pretty Deadly to Monday Night Raw. Eric Rowan, you probably had no idea who this was either, but again, I don't know why I really have him on here, but Eric Rowan, he's the muscle of the Wyatt Six. I really am interested to see what they do with the Wyatt Six in general, so yeah, I think Eric Rowan is going to be featured very, very prominently since he is the muscle, as I said, so he's going to probably have some big spots whenever they have some shit going on, so I'm excited to see what they do. Julia. Yes, I love Julia. She has been very, very good ever since coming over, and they trusted her already out of the gate to go to Money in the Bank over Charlotte Flair. That is phenomenal stuff. The fact that Julia won clean. There was no shenanigans. Charlotte didn't get taken out or anything by like a Alexa Bliss or anything like that. Julia did it herself. She like stomped on Charlotte's knee, and then Charlotte like left the match or whatever. Not really left the match, but like rolled out of the ring, and then Julia was able to take advantage and win the match. They made Julia look so good, have such good ring IQ. I love that about that. I think Julia is going to look really, really good in Money in the Bank, and she is a I don't want to say sleeper because I don't think she is going to win, but she's definitely going to be really, really good in that match. So I'm excited for Money in the Bank, but Julia, I think, has an interesting future ahead of her, to say the least. I think United States Championship is obviously calling her name, and that once she wins that, I think they have the title on her for at least a little while. I think she is somebody who can easily bring some prominence to that title, kind of like Lyra did with the IC title. I think Julia is going to do the same thing with the US title. And I don't care when you start it, but it should start probably sometime soon. If Alexa Bliss is not going for it right now, let's start the Julia thing right now after Money in the Bank. Next we have Yaramin. I said that so wrong. Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu, obviously, there's nothing that needs to be said for this man. He is a werewolf. He is the United States Championship. He's the United States Championship. He is the United States Champion right now, and unfortunately, I do see his reign coming to an end probably around SummerSlam because of Solo Sikoa. I think Solo and JC Mateo are going to just have enough of Jacob Fatu, or vice versa, and the feud is going to start, and it's going to head into SummerSlam, and that's when Jacob Fatu is either going to retain or lose his championship. I see one or the other happening. Or by then, maybe Tama Tonga will be back, and they'll start like a tag team between the two of them. Who knows? Because I think Tama Tonga is going to take Jacob Fatu's side, not Solo's. But either way, I think Jacob Fatu is getting set up very prominently here. I really do like where they have him right now, and his character is evolving. Having the Solo stuff going on in the back, it just gives him more character arc, character depth. I really would love to see what they do with it moving forward, because honestly, he is World Championship ready, but letting him stick with the U.S. title for a little while is not bad for him, honestly. It gets him a little bit more experience being a champion, and it's doing wonders for him right now. Next, we have Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill obviously is very, very good. She is someone who I think got pushed a little too quickly, though. I want to say she should not have won at WrestleMania against Naomi. I think Naomi should have won that match, and it kind of hurt Naomi in a sense that all of that heel work basically just went out the window for Jade Cargill at WrestleMania, and there was no reason for it. I don't think she should have won, in my opinion. It's not that Jade Cargill isn't good or anything like that, but I don't know if Jade was entirely ready to win at WrestleMania like that. I don't know. In my eyes, I think Jade Cargill still needs a little bit of work, and I think she needs to work on her character just a little bit more, because it's just the same old with her. She's just a big brute that is trying to beat up anybody she can whenever she gets the chance, and that anyone being Naomi. She just needs a little bit of character work, in my opinion, and she needs something a little bit different. Next, we have Jimmy Uso. Now, Jimmy Uso honestly really has not been seen very much, but when he is seen, he obviously makes the most of it. I love Jimmy Uso. I like him so much more than Jey Uso, and it's unfortunate that Jimmy does not get the same treatment as Jey does, because he didn't come up with the whole yeet slogan. It's so stupid, honest to God, it really is. But either way, Jimmy Uso makes the most of every moment that he has. His little backstage walks walking into Gorilla and then going into the ring or whatever. I like those. He has little promos heading into the Gorilla area. He does really, really good with those. And so does Jacob Fatu. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, Jimmy Uso does really good with those, and then he has such good matches. I think Jimmy Uso's matches are very underrated in my opinion, and people do not like, I don't know, he just doesn't get enough love in my opinion, and I don't know why. People love Jay so much more than Jimmy, and I don't get it why, because I don't know, Jimmy just deserves some love, man. This is a way to give Jimmy some love, and I really do believe that he is the better of the two Usos, but mic work and in-ring work, both of them. He is better at both of them, and nobody really wants to put that out there, so I'm going to put that out there. Yeah, sue me, I don't care. But yeah, Jimmy Uso is so good. I think I'll just say it for a lot of them. I mean, that is the problem with Friday Night SmackDown right now, is that almost all of them are mid-card champions, or worthy, or mid-carders in general, and it's the same thing with Jimmy, man. Jimmy is a mid-carder right now, and he probably should just go for the US title whenever he gets the chance. But it's almost like they're gonna maybe include him in the Solo, Jacob, and old bloodline drama again, trying to add him back into it. So who knows what they do with that, but I don't know. I'd be interested in that if they do that with Jimmy. I'd be interested. Next, we have Joe Gacy. Again, another guy you probably couldn't name without with the mask on. I don't know. Joe Gacy, he seems like the wild card for the Wyatt Six. Whenever I'm watching them, he always seems like the guy who's like gonna turn the tables or something like that. When something's going wrong, it's gonna either be him or Uncle Howdy who just turn the tables. Seems like he's always the wild card, someone who's just a lunatic out there, and he's just very good at it. I really like Joe Gacy's like being out there. I don't know, he just fits. He fits in my opinion. Next, we have John Cena. Yeah, I was debating putting John Cena on Monday Night Raw, but then I'm like, you know what? This is the Friday Night SmackDown World Championship, and he's featured more on SmackDown. I mean, he's literally going to be on SmackDown tonight. So I'm just putting him on SmackDown because he's just on SmackDown more than he's on Raw, and it is SmackDown's championship. So that's kind of why I'm putting him here. But I have loved his heel run this entire time. People will say it's so bad because we barely see him. Spoiler alert, guys, get with the program. That's why he's saying he's going to ruin wrestling, because he's barely here. That is the whole fucking point. He is barely here, and he's ruining wrestling. Like, come on. Like, get with the program. That's the whole point of his entire run, is he's trying to ruin it because he doesn't want to be here very often. That's the whole point. Like, come on. The people who can't put this together is it's just mind-boggling. I don't understand how you're not able to put this together, but yeah. John Cena and Logan Paul, a fantastic duo. They are just going to be fantastic together. And I hope Logan Paul possibly joins John Cena's crusade in trying to ruin wrestling. I think it would be fantastic. And I think it would be a really, really good way to prop up Logan Paul, but also get a lot more attention on WWE, having him be with John Cena. Like, that's going to get a lot of attention. So I'm very, very excited to see what that comes with. So, yeah, I don't know. Right now, John Cena, just keep doing you, man. I think John Cena's next opponent should be someone that's not Cody Rhodes, I think, or Jey Uso for that matter. I think it should be someone like I don't want to say CM Punk, because I want that to be like his retirement match. I want that to be his final match, but I don't know who else really there is that he hasn't gone against yet that I would like to see. Yeah, I really don't know. I don't know with him, so I'm interested to see what they do with him though. I'm really, really interested. Next, we have Johnny Gargano. A lot of tag teams on this, and that's the problem with SmackDown, is that they are just overloaded with tag teams. It's not even funny. But Johnny Gargano, one half of DIY. I like Johnny Gargano. He's solid in the ring, and he's pretty funny. I want to say DIY is a pretty funny group because they don't try to be funny, but they are funny, and that's when they are the most funny. It's when they're not trying to be, and it's just so natural for them to be funny. That's when they're funny, and that's the whole thing with Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Like, that's just the whole thing with them, is that they rage a lot and they get so pissed off and shit, and it's so fucking funny. Like, it really is. So, with that being said, though, I really do think that DIY should move to Raw. I really do. DIY is a tag team that can bring up those championships on Raw. A lot of these tag teams should just move to Monday Night Raw, man. They really, really should. And if you don't move DIY, move the ones I've already talked about moving, because they're not even getting featured prominently. So DIY obviously is going to be starting a feud with the Wyatt Six, because obviously that's why Candice LeRae joined them. So obviously I don't think that is in their near future, but yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with Johnny Gargano and DIY, because there's a lot of things that could be done with this whole Wyatt Six feud, so I'm excited to see what they do with it. Now, you're probably thinking, why the hell is she on here? Jordynne Grace has been recently rumored to be going to SmackDown, along with Stephanie Vaquera going to Monday Night Raw. So I'm including her on here for when she's inevitably joining the SmackDown roster, which could easily be tonight. I have no idea. I don't think it'll be tonight, but if it is, here we go. I think Jordynne Grace's work in NXT was phenomenal. She never won the championship, but I think it was all about just building up her character, getting people used to seeing her, because I think it was only a matter of time before she got moved up to the main roster. Me personally, I'm not a huge Jordynne Grace fan, but at the end of the day, I can see why people like her. So, with that being said, I think Jordynne Grace is a great person to possibly move up to the World Championship immediately. I mean, I'm not even kidding. She might be somebody they put against Tiffany Stratton almost immediately, and I would not be opposed to it. I think it'd be a good thing for her and Tiffany. Oh, Kevin Owens. Oh, I miss Kevin Owens already. He's put out a update maybe like last week or 2 weeks ago now that basically said that he has not had neck surgery just yet, and he's still trying to plan it out. So whenever that neck surgery happens, is basically it's up in the air still. Once he returns, I mean, there's been talks about him returning in like mid 2026 possibly, so like a whole year from now. So it's unfortunate, but I don't think Kevin Owens is going to be back anytime soon. And there's a chance, man, that this whole injury could basically sideline him for the rest of his career. I'm hoping that is not the case, and I'm hoping he's able to come back full time again, but there's a chance it might not happen, and a lot of you need to prepare yourself for it. Elton Prince. So basically everything I said about what's his face, his tag partner, I can't even remember his name. That's how you know I don't. Kit Wilson. No, this is Kit Wilson. That other one was Elton Prince. Ha! I got it right this time. Kit Wilson. There we go. Everything I said about Elton Prince, though, is basically what Kit Wilson needs to do. Yeah, that's basically it. I don't really have much for Kit Wilson. LA Knight. Yeah, LA Knight. I've been alluding to it for a while now. I think he is the favorite to win Money in the Bank. He is my favorite, but at the same time, now that Seth Rollins is in it, I don't think they go that route, and honestly, that might be for the best, because in my opinion, I think both championships are at a state where neither one of them should be getting cashed in on. Because Jey Uso, for instance, I was thinking he was going to lose to Seth Rollins in a matter of like in a little bit of time, like SummerSlam. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. It seems like Seth Rollins is going to cash in on him sometime soon. But what I'd hope to God they don't do is have Seth Rollins basically fail his cash-in. Just let him win it, man. There's no reason for him not to. Either way, though, I really hope that LA Knight has bigger things going for him, because I think he's ready for the world title picture. I really think he is. But the problem is do you put him against John Cena, or do you put him against Seth Rollins or Jey Uso for now? I mean, I don't know, because LA Knight is a face. Jey Uso is a face. But if Seth Rollins cashes in on him, then it's a two heel champions, so LA Knight can really go for either one of them. I mean, I want to say LA Knight's more of a tweener than he is a face, because he says a lot more tweenish things than he says as a face, so I don't know. We'll just have to see, but I think LA Knight really is ready for a world title scene, and I want to see him in it. And maybe that's one of John Cena's next opponents, I have no idea. Next we have Michin. Michin has been teaming with B-Fab lately, and I don't really know what this does for her, but whatever the case may be, man, I think Michin just needs a change of scenery. A lot of SmackDown people just need a change of scenery. And I think that's the whole problem with Raw and SmackDown right now, is like both shows just need a change of scenery. And that I'm going to repeat it more and more times most likely. But yes, she needs a change of scenery. That's all I really have for Michin. I mean, mid-card championship, she's been there, and she has not done it multiple times. She's gotten multiple opportunities to win, and she has not won any of them. So I'm sorry, but Michin, she is falling off the wagon here, and I don't really know what else you can do with her. Montez Ford. Basically everything I said about Angelo Dawkins applies to Montez Ford. I'm getting kind of sick of seeing all these tag team people, because again, SmackDown has an overabundance of them, and Raw barely has anyone. So I really would love to see a lot of these people get moved to Monday Night Raw. Personally, I actually would love to see Montez and Angelo go their separate ways and basically have their own singles run, but they kind of did that with Montez, and it didn't really go so well. So yeah, I'm hoping that they do something a little bit different with them, because again, it just gets sick, and I just get sick and tired seeing the same shit over and over again. And we're basically getting the same shit over and over again, but just with the Montez and Angelo being the tag champions. But again, thankfully the Wyatt Six are back, so hopefully they make shit a little bit more entertaining. Naomi. I think Naomi's heel run has been fantastic so far. I think she is right now the best women's heel there is in WWE. I would have said it was Liv Morgan, but I think Naomi's run has basically gotten past that at the moment. So I think Naomi is doing phenomenal work, and as I said, I think Naomi should have beat Jade at WrestleMania. I think Naomi was doing such good work going into WrestleMania, and I think there was no reason whatsoever for Naomi to lose. And right now, she's continuing that Jade Cargill feud, and if they don't have a payoff of Naomi winning, I swear to God, I don't know what they're doing. But yeah, I think that's where they go with Naomi right now. Naomi needs to win this match coming, because we all know what's coming. I think she also has a qualifying match against Jade and Naomi tonight. So, and Nia Jax. Nia Jax, Jade, and Naomi all have a match tonight. I don't know. Maybe Jade wins. Maybe Naomi wins. Maybe Nia wins. I don't think Nia wins, though. I can't picture Nia Jax in a Money in the Bank ladder match. I'm sorry, I just can't. It's going to be Jade or Naomi, I feel like, and then whichever one of them wins, the other one's going to come out and cost them the match in the middle of the match. I'm just guaranteeing that shit's going to happen. Just watch. One of them's going to be climbing in the ladder, and then the other one's going to come out of nowhere and fucking toss them off the ladder into a table. I'm telling you, this shit writes itself. It's so going to happen. Nathan Frazier, you probably are thinking to yourself, who the fuck was this when I first showed it? Now you know. Nathan Frazier, he is so good. He is so fast in the ring. Just watch him move in the ring. He is so damn fast. But again, everything I said about Axiom applies to Nathan Frazier. They just need to have a world title match, and they need to win those things as soon as possible, because they were so good in NXT as the champions, and I really would love to see them both as champions on the SmackDown. I think the titles are calling their names. Nia Jax, I just talked about her a little bit. I don't see her winning tonight. I really don't. And honestly, Nia Jax, another one who just needs to change the scenery. Nia Jax needs to be on Monday Night Raw. They need another heel on Monday Night Raw, man. That's not Liv Morgan. They just need someone new on Monday Night Raw. Io needs to face somebody who's not like Rhea Ripley or Liv Morgan. She needs someone a little bit different, and letting it be Nia Jax, I think, is phenomenal. I really do believe that Nia Jax needs to move to Raw. I'm sorry, she just does. Nikki Cross, yeah, basically same thing I've said about the other Wyatt 6 members applies to her. I mean, she's a little bit different because she's the only woman on the Wyatt 6, so she gets the feud against Candice LeRae directly. So it'll be interesting in that sense, but outside of that, there's not much going for Nikki Cross because she's stuck in the Wyatt 6. So I think the Wyatt 6 just need to come out strong. I think as long as they have another strong showing tonight, I think they'll be just fine. Piper Niven, everything I said about Alba Fire. R-Truth, everything I said about Carlito earlier today. Oh, fucking love R-Truth. R-Truth is great. Ron Cena, oh, this man, he needs to be cherished. Cherish him with everything you got. We don't got a lot of Ron Cena left, so you better cherish this man while we still have him. R-Truth, phenomenal stuff. He is the Carlito of Friday Night SmackDown, and I absolutely love it. Having both of those two on that separate rosters is great because obviously you get your comedic relief in two separate ways. But, man, I'm telling you, if they ever bring R-Truth back to Raw or Carlito to SmackDown, having them two tag up or be together would be phenomenal. I'm telling you, it would be phenomenal. Letting them become a tag team would just be great. Randy Orton. Randy, honestly, I don't really know where he's been. Ever since Backlash, we haven't seen him. So I'm interested to see what they do with Randy. I obviously don't think he's going to be in the Money in the Bank qualifying matches because, we haven't seen him lately. So I don't know when he'll come back. He had a great match at Backlash, but again, we haven't seen Randy in a little while here. So I'm interested to see what they do with him because he should be one of the guys that's feuding against John Cena right now with Cody Rhodes. He needs to team up with Cody again and Jey Uso. I think that's the trio right there. And then having another one for John Cena and Logan Paul. I think that's where they should go, but they're probably not going to go that way. Or Jey Uso gets back with his world title and then Randy takes Jey Uso's spot. Maybe they do that. I have no idea, but I think it would be kind of cool if they did that. Next, we have Rey Fenix. I was saying it earlier. I keep saying yesterday because I had to repost the video because only fucking 6 of you watched it. So, Rey Fenix, he, as I said, he is the only freaking luchador, like real ass luchador that they seem to have right now outside of Dragon Lee. I mean, Rey Mysterio is a luchador, but he's like 50. But Rey Fenix, he does everything that I want to see from a luchador, and he's as small as a luchador should be. Luchadors are not these big ass people like Penta. Rey Fenix is a luchador, and I'm sorry, but he's really good. And I think United States Championship is calling his name, but again, he's got to go through Jacob Fatu, which is unfortunate. So Yeah, right now Rey Fenix is kind of stuck. I'm sorry for Rey Fenix. He is kind of stuck right now. So, including him in some type of backstage feud, like maybe with a Legado del Fantasma stuff, maybe including him in that, might be the route to go, so then he has something to do for the time being. I think that is something you might want to do. Roman Reigns. Now, same thing with John Cena. I was maybe putting him on Monday Night Raw, but then he's listed as Friday Night SmackDown, so I'm just going to put him on SmackDown. Roman, I don't know when he's coming back. I really want him back already. The last time we saw him was on the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, and he's been gone ever since. I heard reports saying that he was supposed to return the week before Money in the Bank, so next week most likely, but I haven't heard anything else about it. And I've heard recently, like a few weeks ago, that he's possibly going to be getting in a new fighter movie or whatever with Jason Momoa. So I have no idea if that's going to affect his scheduling right now. I don't think it would, obviously. I think that's something that's going to happen in the later future. But whenever that does happen, obviously means Roman's going to be on again for another hiatus. But yeah, I mean, really what this is teaching you is basically be grateful for when we have him, because he is definitely the best one they have. You know, he is. Whenever he shows up, he is the best. Right now, consistently, Seth Rollins is the best, but whenever Roman is there, he is 100% the best, and he makes you appreciate everything you have. I think Roman could easily be someone that they put against John Cena, or having him be someone that they put against Seth Rollins once Seth Rollins wins the title. I think I would be very, very interested to see that, because we've seen Roman versus Seth for Roman's title. Now I want to see the opposite for Seth's title. I think that'd be really, really cool if they went that route. But we'll just have to see. And I think that could easily be a SummerSlam match if they already have Seth cash in and win. I think that could easily be a SummerSlam match, and I think that should easily main event one of those nights. That's a really, really damn good match. I alluded to this man earlier, Santos Escobar. I think him and Legado del Fantasma need to be moved back to Monday Night Raw. He is a great mouthpiece, and I love the way he talks. He is just a great talker. And that sounds weird, obviously, but he just is so articulate with the words he uses and stuff like that. I just love the way he talks. He's a good manager, you know, and that's the problem, is right now they're utilizing him as a manager because no one seems to care about him individually, so that's the way to get people to start caring about him a little bit. But yeah, putting him in Monday Night Raw and letting him go back with Dom, I think is a big thing for him, and I'd be very, very interested to see what they would do with that. Shinsuke Nakamura, aka someone else who should have been released. I don't know why they still have Shinsuke on their roster. He's not really doing much. I don't know why he was able to get a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Yeah, Shinsuke is at the end of his career, man. I'm sorry for Shinsuke, but it's almost over for this guy. I'm sorry. Solo Sikoa. Now, I'm also going to include JC Mateo with him because I don't really have anything for JC Mateo. So, Solo, though, I really do believe I'm loving what they are doing with him, basically starting up another new bloodline, basically bringing some more prominence back to the name of Solo Sikoa, because Solo has lost all of his stuff going for him because of Jacob Fatu, and it's neither one of their faults. It's just Jacob Fatu's gotten way more over than Solo. So they're trying something different with Solo, trying to go in another route with him, and I'm loving that. I think Solo deserves a little bit more respect than what he gets, and I think this is a great way to do it. I think Solo Sikoa is a really good name, and I think he and JC Mateo are good together. I'm not a huge fan of JC Mateo. I haven't really liked him all that much. Right now, JC Mateo is just Solo Sikoa's lackey and basically listens to whatever Sikoa tells him to do. I mean, that's kind of why I didn't really include JC Mateo on here. There was just no reason to. He's so fresh. He's so brand new. He's only had 2 SmackDown appearances. There's just no reason to have him on here. I mean, seriously, there's just no reason. Next, we have Tama Tonga. Now, I alluded to it before with Jacob Fatu. I think maybe having him align with Jacob Fatu once a feud happens between Solo and JC Mateo, I think it's a perfect idea. And yeah, I don't really have much for Tama Tonga because obviously all he really is just a bloodline piece. He's just another member of the bloodline. They're not really doing much with him, and I don't see much going to happen with him once he returns, outside of probably siding with Jacob Fatu. The Miz. I alluded to it with Carmelo Hayes. I absolutely love his mentoring role that he has. I think it's phenomenal for him. I think Miz and Melo should probably be a tag team that's going for the tag team championships right now, because it would freshen it up a little bit on SmackDown, not being it a fucking pure tag team, but a tag team that just randomly forms out of nowhere. I think it would be interesting. It would add a little bit more to SmackDown. In SmackDown's tag division in general, I think it would just be more fun to see, more fun to watch. It would feature The Miz a little bit more too. Then again, though, I really do like everything that The Miz is doing at the mentoring role. It's such a good role for him, because again, he has so much knowledge, and putting it on someone like Carmelo Hayes is perfect, because I see a lot of similarities between the two of them, especially back in the early 2010s Miz. Next we have Tiffany Stratton, the Women's World Champion on Friday Night SmackDown, and currently, I don't really know what they're doing with her right now. She kind of had a moment with Alexa Bliss. I mean, they're kind of teasing her with every single Money in the Bank participant right now. She had a moment with Charlotte, she had a moment with Alexa Bliss, so maybe they have a triple threat match, maybe, I have no idea, but I don't think that's where they're going. But I don't know what they're doing with her right now, because she's kind of just stuck. I think she just defended against Nia Jax, where she just busted open Nia Jax like 2 weeks ago. That was pretty damn sick. I mean, she actually busted her open. That was a kind of gnarly fucking move. And yeah, it's a good way to put Tiffany over, in a sense that she is not someone to be taken lightly. And I like that about her. It adds a little bit of grittiness to Tiffany, and that's something that she's been needing. It's just a little bit more grittiness to her, because she just looks like a Barbie that you could easily pick on. But she just showed that she's not, and she can defend herself like what she did against Nia Jax. And I think that is phenomenal for her. And so I'm very, very interested to see who is her next feud, because yeah, she's kind of stuck right now, and I'm thinking Bianca Belair is the play, but we'll just have to see. Oh, Tommaso Ciampa. Everything I said about Johnny Gargano, man. I mean, it's kind of getting tiring how many tag teams there are. There are so many on SmackDown, and just so many of them. Just so many of them. Everything I said about Johnny, man. Every single thing. Tonga Loa. Yes. This guy has been out on injury since Survivor Series War Games back in the late November. Yeah, I've missed him. He's been missed, but yeah. He's going to basically side with Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu, most likely. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think he's going to have that big of a role once he returns. I'm sorry, but he's funny as shit because of how many times he botches, but yeah, there's not much going for Tonga Loa. Uncle Howdy. I love Uncle Howdy. I have always been a big person who loves this character. I love everything about Uncle Howdy. I loved his vignettes that he was doing last summer. I absolutely love those. He's very good with those type of things, and yeah, I'm just interested to see what they do with him. As I said before, I think he is the United States Championship is calling his name, and if you want to make him as superhuman as Jacob Fatu, I think putting him against Jacob Fatu and having him beat Jacob Fatu might be the play, man. I mean, it's a huge way to build up Uncle Howdy and make him a real serious threat if you really wanted to do it. I think it's a great way to do it, because having it be like a supernatural person like Uncle Howdy would be perfect. I really believe that would be perfect. And last but not least, we have the United States Champion Zelina Vega, aka the person no one cares about. I feel bad for her because, as I said, no one cares about her reign. She gets literally zero pop anytime she comes out there. She got Def Rebelled into oblivion. Her song is trash. It's basically a remix of the SmackDown theme song. I'm not even kidding. Like, listen to it closely and you'll notice. And yeah, I hate to say it, but she's on the chopping block to get released. I mean, no one cares about her, man. It's bad. No one cares about her. I think she needs to either team up with someone like Aleister Black or Andrade, or go back to Monday Night Raw and rejoin the LWO, man. I mean, I don't know what else you can do with her. She's done the singles run now. She's the champion, and still no one cares about her. She had a match at Saturday Night's Main Event, got her no pop whatsoever. I think Chelsea Green got more pop for being busted open than Zelina did for winning. That is just insane to me. I don't know what else you can do for Zelina Vega here, but yeah, she needs something different, or else she's gonna get herself released. I mean, she needs to be with someone. I think that's the problem, is she needs to have a partner, and it's not really working for her as a singles opponent, a singles champion right now. It's really not. And that concludes my SmackDown, review of what's going on. Because, yeah, SmackDown right now, I don't want to say is in a great spot. It's really not. It's stuck in the tag division right now. There's just too much tag teams going on. And the fact that it's remaining at a 3-hour show, yeah, that's just not good. It should not remain at a 3-hour show. SmackDown needs to move back to a 2-hour show. It struggles when it's at 3 hours. It really does. I think it was a better show at 2 hours, and yeah, I don't understand how USA Network is actually okay with them being at 3 hours. I really don't think they should be. I think they should go back to 2 hours. But again, that's just me. I really believe that there are some interesting aspects of SmackDown, but wow, Monday Night Raw really runs away with it in terms of how much better it is. Monday Night Raw is such a better show than SmackDown right now. It's not even funny. Like, I find it a lot more interesting on Monday Night Raw than I find on SmackDown. SmackDown, I feel like it's a chore to watch. Monday Night Raw is actually fun to watch. That's how bad it is right now. And yeah, I don't even watch SmackDown a lot of the time now because I'm not interested in it anymore. I know what's going on, obviously, but I'm not interested enough to just sit down and watch the whole 3-hour show. I might watch the opening to see who opens the show, but aside from that, I don't watch SmackDown very much anymore, and it's because of how bad it is right now. So please tell me down below what you guys think about SmackDown, because again, it's not very good in my opinion, but I would love to hear what you guys have to say. And until next time, that being next Thursday, see ya.